But it's only just begun. By visiting this page, you have decided to play a game. In order to survive, you must save as I save. In turn, you will receive a clue to your salvation. Make your choice.
Shalom, my good people. How y'all doing? Start this video off by giving all praises and honor to Yahweh and Yahawashi. We gonna get right into it, man. Yeah, man, your boy AlphaHebrew. Yes, we gonna talk about how we were never free. We have never been free, and we can never own anything here in Babylon. I want y'all to realize that, in general, because I see a lot of so-called black people thinking that they own things, whether it's their house and their car or whatever, their land or whatever. I'm gonna tell you right now, we do not live in a taxless society. And what I mean by that, everything that you have to pay a tax on it. You have to pay some type of money on it, even if you already bought it. Let's say your car, right? You always have to get your license and your registration and your tags. And then you have to get insurance on that car. So that's 4 things you have to do, period. Like, you can never drive it without it. And then if they catch you, let's say if they catch you without a license, right, you get a ticket. See, and if you don't pay that ticket, then it'll accrue, and then they can lock you up for it. So you don't actually own that car. And I want to put things in perspective to where people can really get, the concept of what I'm saying. You don't own that car. House, all right? Let's say you bought your house, let's say you bought it cash or whatever. And let's say by some miracle, you don't have to pay any taxes on your house or whatever. You still have to pay taxes on that land. So the land, itself shows you that as long as they own the land, they own you, because you have to pay land taxes no matter what you do. You have to pay land taxes. And before I get into all this, I'm going to read and give you guys some taxes that they have for you guys to pay. So you got the individual tax, you got the corporate income tax, you got the payroll tax, the capital gains tax, the sales tax, the gross receipt tax, value added tax, exercise tax, or excise tax, whatever that tax is, property tax, tangible personal property tax, estate and inherited tax, wealth tax. Like, you have all these different taxes, man. So that goes into, like, taxes on food, taxes on clothes, taxes at your job when you pay your taxes, when they take it out of your paycheck. You got to pay Social Security tax. You got to pay smoker's tax. Look at all these taxes. How do you give them a portion for something that you work hard for, something that you put the time and effort with your body at someone else's facility, in someone else's sweatshop, for them to take a portion from it? This is what I mean by, like, you can never own nothing, because as long as they can tax you, you can never own nothing. This just go for everybody, not just us Hebrews. When you think about it, when you go to jail, right, they take all your clothes, You know, they take your pants, your shoes, your hat, your anything that you had on the outside, they take it from you. And they so-called hold it for you. But then even when you get out, people be missing certain stuff because they then already, you know, stole it, took it, gave it away, whatever. That goes to show that you don't own nothing because they'll take that from you. In every aspect, you don't own anything, right? You don't even own your own life. Let's say, you know, you want to kill yourself. They'll show up and they'll kill yourself for you. They won't even allow you to kill yourself. You don't even own your own life. Think about the mandates that they're putting out there, that they're forcing people to do. Think about, you know, the places where, you know, you can work and the people that got fired from doing it. Think about all the people that's losing their jobs because it's what they say. You don't own anything. You can never own nothing here. People think that they, you know, oh, well, I heard somebody say one time, well, you know, I own the food, right? And you don't even own that. What was that lady name where they was trying to say she was hoarding? And my wife know this. Mama.
What it be?
What's the lady name where they say she was hoarding, where the government...
Oh, I didn't even get her name.
Well, not her name, but the government was telling her, like, you know, you can't hoard her.
She can't hoard her food.
Food, right?
They said that she had more than a necessary living amount.
That's what I'm saying. Even the food, you can't even own your own nutrients. They took people to jail for rainwater, right? You can't grow your own crops. They'll take you to jail for that. Then they say if you want to, if you grow it and they say it's your land or whatever, you can't take that fruit and sell it without giving them a portion. Nothing you do, you can own it. People can say whatever they want to. You don't own anything in America. Let's say, well, I own all the TVs and all the stuff in my house. Now, when that house get foreclosed on, you have to remove all that stuff out of there because they'll keep it. Don't y'all get that? They'll keep it. They give you a certain amount of days and then it's gone. All that stuff gone. They legally own it. Let's say you put it in a storage unit. If you don't come get that, they'll take it from you. You see what I'm saying? Let's say, hey, I just want to keep my stuff in a car. Right? If that car get impounded because you didn't pay, you know, your tags and get your little license plate, they gonna impound the car and they gonna take that. There's nothing you can do and nowhere you can go. You know, and they got y'all with a social security number. I was talking to, you know, one of the little Hispanic dudes I know. He didn't even know what a social security number was. That's how I knew it was something funny. You know, they have a barcode on us. That's a barcode. They own you. They own you. That's a barcode. Social security number, that's a barcode. So they can keep, that's what you do when you buy things. Think about it, y'all. That's what you do when you buy things. You know, hey, keep the tag on there in case I need to take it back to the store. You know, when you go sell something, they say, what's the barcode? You gotta have a barcode number. You gotta have some type of serial number, something on it. Your guns, your weapons, it gotta have that number on it. That's what they do to us. They own us. We are the property of the United States. It's the government. The United States government. They govern us. We was never free. They said Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. He didn't free nothing. He was protecting the Union. Y'all go do the homework on that. He was protecting the Union, right? Let me give y'all just a brief little something. So, this dude named was Stephen Douglas, right? And he accused Abraham Lincoln for taking up, for the so-called African American. And it was in one of their fourth debates, and it was at Charleston, Illinois, on September 18, 1858. Lincoln made his position clear. I will say then that I am not, nor have been in favor of bringing about in any way the social and political equality of the white and black races. He began going on to say that he oppressed black people, black people having the right to vote, to serve on juries, to hold office, and intermarry with whites. He didn't want to do that. So how did he free us, right? And then we're just gonna go down and do a little bit more. I had a few little notes up in here, man. With the freeing, it had nothing to do. It had everything to do with the Union, right? It says Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation as a military measure. It didn't apply to border slave states like Delaware, Maryland, Kentucky, and Missouri, all of which were loyal to the Union. Missouri actually had two competing governments, one loyal to and recognized by the Union, and one loyal to the Confederacy. Lincoln also exempt selected areas of the Confederacy that had already come under Union control in hopes of gaining the loyalty of white people in those states. In practice, then the Emancipation Proclamation didn't immediately free a single enslaved person, as the only place it applied were places where the federal government had no control, the southern states currently fighting against the Union. So it was all about that Civil War garbage. So he didn't free anybody. We've never been free. You got the so-called black man walking around here like he free. You ain't free. You're still enslaved, and enslaved mentally also. I'm about to grab some scriptures. We're going to grab Luke 21 and 24. Because this is how the Most High works. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So the Most High put a time on that until it be fulfilled. Until all of this is fulfilled, we always gonna be enslaved or be captive. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. All my Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, y'all know that verse. Y'all know that verse too well. But this verse, it goes to show you that people who think we're not enslaved, we really are. That's the crazy part. People really feel that, we have been freed from this oppression, and we haven't, because they can't show you biblically, scripturally, that we have. So I want y'all to turn to, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there, Salakia, ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Can't nobody buy us out of this captivity, man. So you see all these little so-called black kids with the Caucasians, they're still in bondage. They're in a direct bondage now. Not a social bondage, they're in a direct bondage. You know, we can't nobody buy us out of slavery, man. And we gonna go to Luke, Salakia, Romans 11 and 25. Romans 11 and 25. And then we gonna see, you know, what the Most High said. Because we still in bondage, man. No matter what, you can never own nothing. And you can never be free until the Most High say, until it's time for that, you know, salvation, period, until those seals break. You can never be free. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this misery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happiness, or happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. It's going to that Gentile again. Let me read that again. That blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. It's showing you right there until that fulfillment come, and until that time we will always be captive one way or another. They can say that. They can say that we're free, but we're not free. We're not free. That's why we gotta wake up, man. They're telling you what to put in your body. They're telling you you're gonna go to jail. They're shooting you dead in your car. They're shooting you dead in your home. They're shooting you anywhere. They're killing you. And it's just not the officers, it's the regular people that's doing it. You know, shooting the protesters and things like that, and shooting innocent people in churches and all that, and then these people are getting off with it because you're still in captivity and you can never own nothing. You know, with the tax, get back to that. There is no law requiring you to pay taxes. The 16th Amendment violates the 5th Amendment. Because it's something with the 16th Amendment, either it's missing, it doesn't have an appropriate signature, and during a certain time period, it wasn't validated and it didn't get passed through. So the 16th Amendment is null and void. Education is paid for by the local property tax. The tax on gasoline pays for American highways. The federal income tax goes into the bankers' pockets as an interest. The United States Constitution strictly forbids a direct, unapportioned tax on the wages and salaries of American citizens. The whole concept of that is stupid for them to take, you go to work, then they take money from that, right? They take money from the hours that you work, and they take money from the business that you work at. See, and then they take money from the people who do businesses in different countries. This government is corrupt. And then they also take money from you when it comes to a light bill, a phone bill. You know, you gotta pay rent. You gotta pay for food. You gotta pay for clothes. You gotta pay for your bare necessities. You gotta pay for everything. They don't do nothing for you. And the only way they do something for you is when they're trying to remove the man out the situation. And that's specifically for the so-called black man and black woman. they'll give you a little, check, whether it's any government assistance check to remove him. And you have to be at a lower wage. It's not in your benefit. It actually harm you to do that. You're better off working for yourself than living off the government, because it actually harms you to do that, to live off the government, because they want to keep you where they feel you belong. Wake up. Stop thinking you free. You don't even have the freedom of speech. Y'all can't even go over. You can get arrested for saying something. You're supposed to have the freedom of speech. What's going on here in Babylon, America, Babylon, is just strictly tyranny. They don't need that Constitution been out the window, and the Constitution was never for us. I want the so-called black people to realize that. The Constitution was never for us. That 13th Amendment, that's when we, had the little Civil War or whatever, we slid in and did whatever. We freed ourselves in a sense of like under, a man's roof or whatever, and the cotton and all that. But you're still owned because you have a social security number, birth certificate, right? State ID. Now they're coming out with this thing, this new ID. They said they was gonna try to still implement that. They've been saying that for years. You're still owned, no matter how you look at it. Now I can walk freely. No, you can't. Because you can get pulled over and falsely accused for something that you didn't do, and they can kill you for it, and it'll be justified, right? You seeing people walking their dogs and stuff, and you got your Karens coming out, calling the cops, get on the ground, and da-da-da-da. Seeing a man just jogging, and the cops is like, hey, what are you doing? I'm just jogging, could you go about your way? Well, we the reason I stopped you, because there's been a lot of burglary. Why did you stop me though? I'm just jogging. You have no probable cause. And then when you combat it, they can arrest you for it. Because you don't own anything. You don't own anything. This is, that's that man's property. You can't be there, and all this other garbage. People are literally shooting people for getting lost on the road, calling for help, and they're justifying it, saying, oh, well, the reason, I seen somebody get shot because he was lost in a whole nother state. But it was justified because, he went on his property. They're justifying killings, the citizens, but it only pertains to us. That's the thing, it only pertains to us. And the minorities, it's just bull crap, man. But I made this video, so y'all can really, get an understanding of what's going on here in America, man. You don't own nothing. You don't own nothing. They tell you where to bury your loved ones. They take money for that. Funeral homes, all that. You gotta pay, people, whatever debt they had, you're responsible for it. Everything you're responsible for when someone dies. They got this thing, this eminent domain or whatever. Where they can, if you do have a house, it's for the house people. If they feel it's necessary for them to enhance the city, right? Let me get the direct, definition for it. But if they feel it's necessary, they can kick you out the house. They can give you a little bread, right? Whatever they feel it's worth, not even what you bought it for, whatever they feel it's worth. Seeing this happen, to this older Edomite lady. Eminent domain, the right of a government or its agent to expropriate private property for public use with payment of compensation. That has to be against the law. How could they do that if you own it? This is what I'm saying. You don't own it. You're just renting it. You can never own anything in America because there's no taxless society. There's no taxless society. There's no taxless society. Think about that. But man, if y'all enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Keep your boy going because they're trying to block the algorithms. And you know, just stay tuned, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in though. I really do. Just stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna keep hitting them back to back to back to back to back. It's your boy AlphaHebrew. I'm out of here.